Good day, everyone. Good day, sir. My name is Jennifer Ortiz, and I will discuss the issues in the practice, the specific therapeutic modalities, and the difficult clinical situations. So, number one is the behavioral therapies. So, this is the earliest interventions were essentially behavioral, drawing on the operant or the instrumental and the classical respondent, conditioning paradigms of learning associated respectively with B.F. Skinner and I. Pavlov. So I will not discuss further the operant conditioning and the classical conditioning. So although now rarely viewed as adequate conceptualizations of human behavior, operant and the classical conditioning continue to inform the interventions required to address complex social and the psychological problems, such as those associated with child maltreatment. For instance, a young girl with a history of sexual abuse might demonstrate increased aggression or withdrawal in therapy settings, making it difficult to establish trust and engage effectively with the therapeutic process. Such cases require the clinician to employ tailored strategies that recognize the child's trauma history while promoting a safe therapeutic environment. Next will be dialectical behavior therapy or the DBT. It is a structured program of the psychotherapy with a strong educational component designed to provide skills for managing intense emotions and negotiating social relationships. So this is particularly beneficial for individuals facing extreme emotional distress and behavioral issues, such as those diagnosed with borderline personality disorder or the BPD, and those experiencing self-harm or suicidal tendencies. So, for instance, patients who encounter intense emotional reactions in response to stressors like relationship conflicts or personal failures, it can utilize the emotion regulation skills learned in DBT to better manage their response and reduce instances of self-harm. Next will be cognitive behavioral therapies or the CBT. So unlike the behavioral therapies which emerged from laboratory-based experiments, CBT developed from clinical practice largely in the field of depression and thus predated the empirical data that have subsequently accrued. So this is particularly effective in addressing difficult clinical situations such as severe depression, which is characterized by pervasive negativity and hopelessness. So, for instance, individuals who view themselves as worthless may have distorted self-image influenced by their cognitive triad, leading to suicidal thoughts or self-destructive behaviors. So, CBT helps these individuals challenge their negative self-assessments, replacing them with more accurate and compassionate self-evaluations. Next is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. EMDR involves in the identification and processing of traumatic memories using bilateral stimulation, desensitization through imaginal exposure, and challenging and replacing maladaptive beliefs about the trauma. So, EMDR is particularly beneficial for various clinical situations characterized by unresolved trauma, as it directly addresses the core memories that contribute to the emotional distress. So, some specific examples include like post-traumatic stress disorder. So, one of the most well-documented applications of EMDR is in treating PTSD. Patients who often experience flashbacks and intrusive thoughts related to traumatic events. EMDR helps reduce these symptoms by allowing them to process the traumatic memories in a structured environment, leading to decreased anxiety, avoidance behavior, and emotional distress related to trauma. Next is art therapy, play or the activity interventions depending on the age of the target population. are based on the premise that play and activity are vital for healthy development. Play therapy views play as a natural medium in which children express themselves. It therefore provides a way to communicate complex ideas that would be otherwise difficult through verbal means and help children make sense of their internal and external worlds. So, art therapy is particularly effective in addressing various difficult clinical situations, especially those involving children. So, some examples include the trauma recovery. So, children who have experienced trauma, such as abuse, neglect, or disasters, often face difficulties articulating their feelings and experiences. So, art therapy provides them as a means to process trauma visually, helping them to reconnect with their emotions and narrate their experiences in a safe environment. Research indicates that art therapy significantly reduces symptoms of the PTSD in trauma survivors. Next is the family therapy. So, family therapy is a structured form of psychotherapy that seeks to reduce distress and conflict by improving systems of interactions between the family members. It is an ideal counseling method for helping family members to adjust to an immediate family member struggling, for example, with an addiction, medical issue, or mental health diagnosis. So, family therapies who focus on the interactions between family members, they may analyze past conflicts or point out patterns of interaction that the family may not have noticed. Family therapy is particularly effective for a variety of challenging clinical situations that affect the family situations. So, for example, the family conflict. For instance, family during divorce or separation often experience heightened tensions. Family therapy provides a safe environment for each member to express their feelings and perspectives, enhancing understanding and paving the way for more amicable resolutions. Next is Next and the last is the psychodynamic therapy. Psychodynamic therapy focuses on unconscious processes as they are manifested in clients' present behavior. The goals of psychodynamic therapy are clients' self-awareness and understanding of the influence of the past or the present behavior. So, family therapy or the psychodynamic therapy utilizes the various modalities tailored to address the complex interrelationships within the families, providing tools to improve communication, resolve conflicts, and foster emotional support. So, through these therapeutic approaches, families can gain insight into their dynamics, ultimately enhancing their overall functioning and well being. That's all. Thank you.